So aesthetics is a regulated profession that requires a license in all states. If you're moving to another state, there are 2 ways you can transfer your license, and we are going to talk about that in today's video, you guys. So if you're someone who's thinking about transferring their license to another state and you haven't quite figured out how to go about that, well, in today's video, I'm going to cover that for you. But before we get started, hey, welcome back to SBE Aesthetics. I'm your licensed esthetician, professional makeup artist, and here on this channel, I cover topics about being an esthetician, entrepreneur, skincare, and beauty enthusiast, which benefits you to become a better you. So let's dive in. The 2 most important things to look for in a new license is reciprocity and endorsement. Reciprocity means that you can transfer your old license to the new state if all the requirements are met. And endorsement gives you permission from the oversight committee to use your old license because you have completed equivalent hours and exams. While each state has different rules transferring your license, typically what that means is that you get to avoid taking the new state's licensing exams, right? We don't want to do that, right? So how does reciprocity works? That's what we're going to talk about. So some states have a system of reciprocity for aesthetics licensing when one state allows you to work under the license of your home state. So this can be very convenient. For example, as long as Nebraska licenses you, Georgia will also allow you to practice with your Nebraska license. If you're moving to another state and there is an agreement between the states for reciprocity, then your new state will see that you've completed enough training hours and the exam was at least as stern as theirs. So meaning, the exam needs to be as extensive as the state you're currently in and that the state you want to move to. That's basically what that means. So for me, when I was coming from Nebraska to Georgia, I believe Georgia, I think they did it by endorsement. Yeah, it was by endorsement. I believe they were doing it by reciprocity, but I'm sure it was by endorsement. But if either way, if that's the case, basically, if you was doing it by reciprocity, basically Georgia would just okay Nebraska. It's going to look at everything, and if you met everything in Nebraska, Georgia's going to be like thumbs up. Basically, that's what that's pretty much saying in a sense. Typically, you shouldn't have to do additional work experience or sit another licensing exam before switching your aesthetic license to the new state. So now we're going to move into how does endorsement works. So there are some states that will rather have you endorse than do a reciprocity. So I believe Arizona and Utah will license you by endorsement. And I believe Georgia, I'm almost sure Georgia did endorsement. I could be wrong, but yeah, I'm almost sure. What that means is you can transfer your original aesthetic license to one of these states if it's in good standing. In order to qualify for reciprocity, the other state board will need to agree that their training requirements are similar to yours. If you meet the requirements to practice in a new state, that state's board may endorse your license or stamp it with a marker indicating that, hey, you are authorized to practice there too. This usually means you can bypass the exam. So all this, you guys, whether your state allows you to do reciprocity or endorsement, it's all to avoid you having to take the exams and test and do all that again, because we all know we don't want to go down that road again. We don't want to have to pay. We don't have to want to sit there and do everything every time we decide to move to a different state. So that's simply what that means. But your state is either going to do one or the other, or they can do both. It varies by state to state, you guys. This is why it's important for you guys to reach out to your state board and figure that out. But hopefully in this video, I kind of break down what's needed and what's expected for you in regards to you transferring over your aesthetic license into a different state. So if you're wondering, how do I apply for reciprocity or endorsement? Well, every state is different. It pays to call the licensing board of the new state and see what's required for you to qualify for reciprocity or endorsement, as well as what would be tolerated if you were endorsed in your old state. So your state should walk you through the steps you need to take to apply and get the process rolling, you guys, okay? And some other options to consider: if you have failed to transfer your license through reciprocity or endorsement, you will be required to sit the full written and practical exams for that new state. So basically what this means is, hey, if you didn't take no exams, or if the state is not accepting either or, then you're gonna have to do it all over and take the state exam again for that state. If you want to transfer your pre-existing trainings to your new state, you'll need to get them verified first by your home state licensing board. You may need an affidavit sent from one board to the other if you don't meet the training hours for your specialty, such as makeup, nails, or eyebrow threading. It's essential that you get additional training hours at an approved school. This can take a while, so it's good to start sooner than later if you know that your move is on the horizon. Okay, if you're ready to transfer your license, I hope this video at least guided you or helped you in many ways. If you're a business owner and looking to also transfer your LLC business license to another state, watch my other YouTube video on how to transfer your LLC to another state. Thank you guys, and I'll catch you guys back later in another video. Bye.